Hello everyone, this is Dr. Haresh Manyar from the School of Chemistry and Chemical Engineering at the Queen's University, Belfast. So here is a question for you. What do we do when a person has got fever? When a person has got temperature, do we ignore it or we give medicine and try to treat it? The same thing is happening with our planet. Our planet Earth has got temperature since more than 100 years and the temperatures are still rising, which is because of addition of the greenhouse gases to the environment that happens from we are burning fossil fuels. We have been adding carbon dioxide into our environment and the levels have been increasing significantly. 100 years ago it was 300 parts per million and today it is 421 parts per million. It may sound academic, but if I put it in terms of the detrimental effects on our health, the European Agency for Environment recorded that 400,000 deaths just in the EU were because of the environmental effects. World Health Organization puts it as 1 in 8 deaths is because of the environmental effects, which is really 13% of that. And this is all because of the increasing levels of greenhouse gases in our environment, pollutants in our environment, which is causing these effects on our health. And all these greenhouse gases and particulates in our environment comes from burning fossil fuels like petrol and diesel. And in any ways, in next 25 to 30 years, we are going to be totally out of crude oil and we will not have these fossil fuel resources. So it is kind of a global challenge at the moment. We need to change, we need to switch, we need to adapt to the new situations. We need to move away from our reliance on the fossil fuels and we need to increasingly depend more on the renewable energy and in terms of circular economic approach to remove these greenhouse gases. We urgently need to remove CO2 from the climate. In terms of what we need to do to achieve this, we need to be a little bit smart about this. We need to use renewable energy, we need to use renewable electricity, we need to use sunlight, we need to use light, photons, and we need to use CO2. So we need to convert this waste feedstocks into useful materials. So that's what we are doing in our laboratory. In our lab, we are capturing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and we are also utilizing sunlight as a source of energy, because light and CO2 together we can combine to make valuable feedstock fuels like methanol and hydrocarbons like bio-LPG from that. So if we change our reliance from the fossil fuels to the renewable energy like solar energy, we get enough sunlight that within 8 minutes we have enough energy for the entire humanity for 1 year. So that is why it is important to harvest sunlight and solar energy. In our lab, we are working on nature-inspired nanoengineering, where we are developing materials, which is like, if I keep it in a simple language, it is like Lotus Effect. You know, the green, large, big leaves of the lotus flower, which are floating on water. So that's the beautiful example of nature, where nature has been doing this for more than a million years, where nature, the plants, the leaves, they capture CO2 from the environment, they utilize sunlight and produce sugars from that. So the same way in our laboratory, we are developing novel mixed metal oxide materials, which we utilize for capturing CO2 from the atmosphere and then shining light onto it to convert CO2 into useful products like methanol, formic acid, or bio-LPG. These we can use it as fuels. Same way like Lotus Effect, like the lotus leaves, we are doing the same thing but at the nanometer scale, at the nano level, where we are developing small nano leaves where we have metal oxides on the supported form on our thin film like reactors in the photocatalytic reactors, where we convert CO2 into methanols and fuels. So this is what exactly is required at the moment. We need renewable energy and we need smart and efficient way, convert liability into assets, convert waste into useful product. That's what all the global challenges which we have today, let it be energy security, let it be manufacturing of materials, let it be water treatment, let it be food security, addressing all those global challenges requires chemical engineering. To me, chemical engineering is about problem solving. So it's developing creative solutions for the impending global challenges and the problems are around us. So to me personally, chemical engineers are like superheroes. They go around and develop solutions to solve the big global challenges. So